Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So I just want to go through my FTMO challenge that I passed yesterday, finally. Just want to go through, the whole experience. To be honest, it was a lot harder than I thought. I started off pretty poorly, as you can see here. I lost just under 4%, and then I started, rebuilding again. Okay, and then obviously I went into a little bit more of a drawdown, but my equity curve from this low never really came back to it. I didn't stop, basically, increasing on the profits. Yesterday was probably the worst trading day I've ever done in my life, to be honest. I actually, if I didn't actually have this metrics, I would actually tell you that you wouldn't even believe it was true. So yesterday, I had a lovely euro-dollar buy. I will go through the trades in a moment. Over the last two trades anyway, because obviously I can't go over all week. Well, over the last 2 weeks even. So here we have my last little build up. So yesterday or Thursday I was up 5.5%. I was up at 6%, but I took a little loss in the evening on Thursday, just trying to get up to that 7% mark, ready for Friday and hit the 3%, but I lost 0.5%. Either way, it doesn't matter. There wasn't enough for me to be concerned about. Being halfway there was perfect for me. And then from this, I took one trade, euro-dollar trade, that took me all the way up. And guys, look at that. 9,998.37. That was $1.63 off the actual target. And guys, I couldn't believe it. I was like, why? I got screwed over, in my opinion. I think the spreads, something happened, slippage maybe, I don't know. But guys, I don't know why it didn't come in to be the exact amount. Even with the commissions, I worked it all out, and it was around 10,100. So I don't know where the other 100's gone. It really did piss me off, to be honest. But guys, I started chasing my tail. I lost my mind a little bit. We all do it. We're only human. We're not robots. That's why people say to trade bots, but I don't trade bots. And guys, it just went downhill. Look, another trade just kept losing. And I was like, okay, now I need to get 0.5%. And now I need to get a 1%. And then I just kept going. Look at that, guys. I went all the way back down to 3%. In profit, I'm still in profit, and then finally my last euro-dollar sell. So basically, from this moment, I've been trying to sell the market because I had my TP at a level I'd want to sell from, and it just didn't happen. Just didn't happen. I started off with like a 0.05 lot, and then I just kept going and going. Look. So where's that? It's 21st. Yeah, this is it. So this is the first trade, 4,500. And then I started trying to use little lots, like 0.05 lot. Then I increased it to half a lot. Then I was like 1 lot, 2 lot. I was like, why will it not go down? I just kept chasing my tail. Did 5 lots there, guys. I was just trying to chase my tail so much, and it just kept going on and on and on. And then I started hitting these big losses here, the 1.3%, 1.2%. These are all in one day, guys. It was very poor trading, and I know that I shouldn't have done it. But simultaneously, I knew that what my limit was, in the sense of what I was going to finish at was 3%. And I'm like, I got to get 7% next week. I can do that. But I really just wanted to get to that 10k this week. So just know, guys, this isn't great trading. You've got to be very careful. And it's okay if you lose your mind. It's okay if you lose your way. Nobody is perfect, and that's the way it is. So these are all my trades anyway. Let me just go through. So the first day I had was a 3% loss in one day, which was pretty poor. Then I had a 3.5% gain. Then this was a Sunday trade, and then 0.5%, 1%, 3%, 0.5%, and then finally 4.5%. Now you're going to be like, why are you doing 300 lots, 75 lots, 62 lots? Guys, if you watch any of my videos, you'll know that my lots are high, but I'm always going to be trading within my risk. Okay, so 3% is my daily limit, which is what I hit. Here I don't understand how my max daily loss was 4.3, because they're never even below that in the equity. because the stop loss was taken. I don't understand how that's worked out, to be honest with you. I can't work it out myself, but either way, it didn't hit the 5%. It went 4.3. I only my max loss was max of 4,500. Again, though, guys, I don't know how that worked. Even with the equity drop, my stop loss is so tight that it wouldn't have ever been more than. So that's 3,008. It could have been, actually, because I would have done 1%, so it could have been a pretty tight, pretty close to my stop loss then at 4 and 8, because I would have probably lost. I probably would have had my stop loss at maybe 4.8 or 4.9, and that was at 4.5. But guys, my lots are high, but my stop loss are very, very small. So if you look at all my trade history, obviously Friday was a bit screwed. But you can see how 0.5%, not even 1%, and I had a 1.2% loss, but you can see how most of my losses are very, very, very small. I think this was my biggest one, was 1.5% here. And then I hit a 3%, then a 1.2%, but you'll see how I'm always staying within my risk of 3% per day, okay? And that's why I recommend, if you're not really an aggressive trader, just stick to 2% per day. But I was very aggressive on this account, to be honest, more so than I wanted to be. It would have been better if it weren't for Friday, guys. My win rate was about 68%, 69%, and my risk reward was around 2, so that hasn't really changed. But obviously my win rate has dropped hard. But yeah, this is the challenge anyway, guys. We've passed phase 1, just waiting for phase 2. I'll do Bitcoin now the next 2 days, just get my days up, and then from there we can let me just click refresh then, just to show you it's real, okay? And then from there we can get that 100k in the bag. So the last 2 trades I took were here. So we had where did I draw this level from? So we had this level here. So you can see how we had an impulse up higher, breaking past all these previous short-term higher lows to give us a transition. I then dropped to the 1 minute, and you can see how we pulled into this area here. We've had our triple bottom here, and we've impulsed past all these lows. We came back to return to impulse. I actually got in on this engulfing here. We had a few wick offs. My stop loss is only 2 pips, as you can see, 2.5, and my take profit was share, guys. But look, if I just held on a little bit longer, so the main reason why my take profit was share is obviously because we had this impulse low as well that I didn't really want to price just to sort of go up here, then sort of scribble around, then shoot up, because I didn't actually expect it to short at all until we was up this area, to be honest, and that's why I actually tried to short from, and I failed it with many lots. So my stop loss, my take profit was here. I calculated it, and it was all perfect, but for some reason it was £1 short, which was absolute shit, to be honest. We impulsed then higher up to this area that we've sort of impulsed from again, and we did reject, but we're just retesting the previous bear bull bear pattern here, as you can see. We then kept moving up. I was like, okay, we're gonna have to drop eventually, we're gonna have to drop soon. I took a load of trades at this level, and you can see, guys, I just kept getting spiked out, but it was not breaking from this bit of support here. As you can see, this bit of support here was very strong. We then came back up to, so I actually had this area drawn out for a pretty long time. So all the way back from here, which was the 20th, so it was over a day before. And as you can see, this level went untested after it impulsed lower. So you can see it impulsed lower, but we never really refilled in any of the missing prices. We came back up to this level, but up here was entirely untested. So when we came back up, I almost actually got taken out of this one again, guys. So my stop loss was 3.5 pips. Is that right? I think my stop loss was a little bit tighter, to be honest. 5, 6. Yeah, that's what I had, a 3.5 pip anyway. And look at that, guys. I was almost taken out by 2 pips, but luckily the spread held on. And price dropped, and that's where we had our TP hit right here. And that was the challenge completed from that level. But as you can see here, how we've sort of created a double top here. We've wicked off. I actually got in here to engulf below the previous bull candle, and then we came up and then we started wicking off, but we never actually physically closed above this level. So without a physical close, it's a level to trade from. And yeah, it did keep going, look. So I could have kept going, but you know, why bother? So I could have had about 20 pips, more or less. Probably went lower than that as well. It just went sideways. So I could have actually had about 20 pips off this, guys, but why trade more than you have to, you know? So that's it, guys. That's the challenge done. As I said, with the lot sizes, people say, oh, the lots are ridiculous. Guys, it's not. It doesn't matter about the lot size you're using. As long as you're managing your risk, you can use any size lots. As long as you're sticking with your risk management, either it be 2% per trade, 1% per trade, 1.5% per trade. Just don't trade more than 3% per day, in my opinion. So a lot of traders have 3 positions open, 1% on each position. I don't do that. I'd rather just stick with one trade, focus on that trade, and let it run. You'll also see on my account I didn't have a lot of symbols. Where are the symbols? Here, so I did EU, AU, GU. GG I took a small loss on for 200, and Bitcoin was just obviously for the day. But so that's all. That you don't need any more than that amount. Okay, you'll see that I don't have all the pairs. I use other pairs as cross references sometimes, but basically I'm just trading AU, GU, EU, EG sometimes, and UCAD and UJ. To be honest, GJ I rarely trade. I have had some good winners on the 50k challenge on that. So with the 50k, I'm actually finally out of drawdown. I was in drawdown for pretty much the whole month. I'm now back up over 50k finally. But I don't think I'm going to get a withdrawal from my Fox funds this month, but so be it. It happens, guys. And as I say, it doesn't matter how long it takes. I know traders that have been trading for years and still can't pass a challenge. Just remember, it doesn't matter how long it takes you, as long as you get there. Just focus and let it be. But you need to manage your risk. It doesn't matter what lot size you're using, what stop losses. So my stop loss is always low, 2.5. I think my biggest stop loss that I've ever had is 5 pips. It's easier for me, guys, just to know that I'm wrong quicker than wait for it to sort of hover around. So if I give you an example, say I decided to buy at this level, for an example, I put my stop loss down here for 26 pips for 1 to 2, for an example like that. What's the point of just staying in here for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and hours and then still get taken out anyway? There's no point, guys. Use multi-time frame analysis from the daily down to the minute. Find the areas in which price is impulsing from. Use that area then to concentrate on, and use super tight stop losses with a much nicer reward to risk than to pass the challenges. Okay, so as you can see from here, I had a nice 4.5% gain, and then here we had another 4% gain here as well. And on this, I was risking 50 lots, so I had about 2% risk on this. But guys, I wasn't actually lost anything on that day. I just lost what I gained from this trade. So I was at break even, so I was taking a 2% loss for the day. And this was my final trade, which worked out. So I actually had like a 7% more or less, because I was risking 2% rather than 1. So that got me over the challenge, basically, guys. 6.5%, I think it was. Anyway, guys, I hope today's video has been helpful. Finally, I've got through the account. I've got phase 2 to do, but I'll get that on Monday, and I'll let you know how that all goes on Monday. All my charts are now blank, I think, but there's nothing really happening. Price is starting to shift again now, which is nice. As you can see, we've been in a lot of sideways movement, but now you can see how we started to trend back into markets again now. And it's nicer, getting rid of all this shit, and starting to actually make some moves. It's what you want, guys. With the euro dollar, obviously my areas were this impulse here, this bear bull bear pattern here, and basically when I got into this trade down here, I was just looking for the move up. So from this 2 candle pullback, I was looking for from this bull bear bull pattern here, I had this area drawn out here, and this is where I took that first trade, was on the retest of this structural low. You can see how we had, where price impulse from, we've rejected it once, we came back down, rejected it again a couple of times, and then we impulse up. But I was really looking at, price actually shorting from this area here. This is like the area I was really looking for the trade, because I actually took this at midday at 12, 5 past 12, something like that. And normally I don't trade till 1. So I was actually looking for the buy up to this area to short it, but instead actually did take the buy instead of waiting for the short. And it went past that area anyway, as you can see it impulsed higher, and it wanted to just retest back up to here, just fill in all this missing gap, liquidate all the early sellers. As you can see, we worked higher than here as well, so we're just liquidating the markets, and then we start to drop again. So for next week now, if I just clear my chart off, for next week now, this will be an area of interest for me. Let me just check the 2 hours. Yeah, so we've got a lovely bull bear bull pattern. We have retested it here, but I think it's still going to be a tidy long position and just come back up to these previous highs. Hopefully, we shall see what happens. Okay, but I'm more buying into than selling it. You can see how we've broken a trend line here. We broke it, we've retested it, we've come up, created a double top. But guys, we're back into bullish momentum. That's what people don't realize. They're looking at the bigger picture, but sometimes you just need to look at the current picture. Okay, so you can see how from this level here, we've only been creating bullish order blocks all the way up to this level. So this level now is the current order block where price is actually still retesting. Don't get me wrong, we could go now, break through here, retest this, then fly up. Who knows? But guys, that's just my idea on $1 for next week anyway, just as a little extra for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you've got some value out of today's video.